Hey guys, we are going to be doing a demonstration of the Cool Chemical Reactions Lab. It consists of 4 mini labs, and we are doing these to try to determine what type of chemical reactions are occurring and what the products are after we do what we do with the reactants. So we are going to start with the sparkler. So to do this, we are going to light our Bunsen burner. Alright, and then we are going to take a strip of magnesium. So here is your before look. For all of these, you're going to record before, during, and after observations. So you've got just a strip of magnesium ribbon. We're going to use some tongs, just so that we don't burn ourselves. And it might take a minute for it to catch, but we're just going to try and catch it on fire. As a hazard warning for magnesium, we have that it is a flammable solid and burns with an intense flame. And so we're about to see that in action. All right, there you go. And I'm going to go ahead and turn off the Bunsen burner until we need it again. And this is what the leftover looks like. I'm still holding unburned magnesium. And you see the top part. Right? So, for our next mini lab, we are going to do what's called spy writing. So for this, we're going to take a Q-tip, and we have a solution of lead-2 nitrate as well as sodium iodide. So lead-2 nitrate, we just have solid. I made a solution out of it. But the hazard alert is toxic by inhalation and ingestion, and it can, it says avoid all body tissue contact, so it's an irritant. If you want to look at that. Right, and so as a solution, we have just a clear liquid for our lead-2 nitrate, and then also for our sodium iodide. All right, so what we are going to do is we are going to take our Q-tip and then just a blank piece of paper. We're going to dip one end of the Q-tip into our lead-2 nitrate, and then we're just going to draw something. All right, so there you go. You can't see anything. You can kind of see where it's wet. Drew a heart. All right, so we just have a wet line. Doesn't really do anything. So then we're going to take our Q-tip while that's drying, and we are going to dip the dry end into the sodium iodide. All right, and then we are going to take it and we're going to go over what we did with the lead-2 nitrate, and we will see a reaction occurs. And now it's yellow. All right, you can see on the Q-tip even. I also have, let's see, with these last little bits, if we take and we mix this little bit of sodium iodide, dump it into this lead-2 nitrate, you can see that it immediately turns bright yellow. And then if we let this sit, it will actually separate. So you've got the yellow solid at the bottom and then a clear liquid on top. All right, so that is that one. For the next one, we will be doing what's called a fire extinguisher. But the Hear It Pop, the last one, it takes a couple of minutes to prepare. So we're going to prepare that one. We'll go back to do the fire extinguisher and then come back to finish the Hear It Pop. So for Hear It Pop, we're going to use this little test tube. We're going to use a dropper. And we're going to use some hydrochloric acid with the dropper. And then we're going to have some zinc flakes, just pure zinc metal. All right, and so you can see, it's just kind of, it was described as glitter, what somebody said it looked like. It's just little flakes though. And we are going to take a scoopula, in case you don't remember what that is. This is a scoopula. And we are going to scoop some zinc flakes into our test tube. Alright, I think that's about all we're going to get out of here. And we're going to add a little more because I don't think that's going to be enough. Zinc hazard alert is just that it is self-heating and may catch fire. So we always want to be careful with this too. Alright, so once we get all the zinc in, we are going to then put 1 pipette full of hydrochloric acid, and that is going to start a reaction. Alright, so I have some hydrochloric acid in our beaker. We're just going to get 1 pipette, and you can see bulb fills about halfway when you do it once. We are going to have a stopper ready to put over the mouth of the test tube. And so we're just going to squeeze that in. And there we go. We're going to let that sit. Alright, if you want to see if you can see that it's already starting to bubble a little bit. Alright. So then we're going to go back to our fire extinguisher. We are going to take a scooper full of sodium bicarbonate. And if any of y'all remember, that is just baking soda. And we are going to take 2 scoops and put it in this test tube. All right. We are then going to take a splint. We're going to relight our Bunsen burner. We're going to catch the splint on fire, and we're going to have a pipette of hydrochloric acid waiting on us. So we're going to light the splint. We're going to put the hydrochloric acid into the test tube, and then we're going to see what happens when we put the splint over the test tube. Alright, so here we go. You can see the reaction, and you don't even have to put it in. As soon as you put it over the mouth, it puts out the fire. Alright? And so, now that we've done that, we are going to go ahead and relight this same splint, since we didn't do anything with it. Alright, you can see how it's bubbling a whole lot. Everything's kind of moving around in there. And so we are going to light this splint again. I'm going to remove the stopper and quickly put it in, and hopefully it's going to give us the result we want. Sometimes it takes me a few tries. is there you go. It says makes a pop. I find it to be more of a whistling noise. But so we had some gas build up. We had a stopper in it to not allow it to exit. And when the fire hit it, it made a noise. All right, so those are your 4 mini labs. You will make sure you record the before, during, and after data. For the analysis, when it says what was the reaction that took place, it wants to know the actual chemical equation. And then for what type of reaction, that is when it's talking about synthesis, decomp, etc. For your lab reports, you will need 4 sections for materials, data, and analysis and procedure. As far as the actual discussion, you only need 1 discussion. If you have any questions, just let me know, and good luck.